Welcome everybody to Tiny Rap. Today we are talking about a wonderful movie that's super.
Did knock at the table.
Oh yeah, Knock at the Table. It's our new horror comedy starring Ben Bautista.
John Cena?
Ooh, John Cena's the
John Cena.
Starring John Cena.
And I think we'll have like 5 cultist members come to a house, but they kill everybody at the end.
John Cena,
There's only 4 of them.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, we gotta change it.
Oh, okay,
Can't have
okay,
this-
you're right. You're right.
Who did you say? Harry Potter?
Harry Potter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then if we want to keep things, shouldn't it be like maybe 7 of them
Ooh, why?
or 6 maybe?
Dude.
No, but if you do 7, then you can have 7 single knocks by 7 single people at the door.
You switch out the couple for the couple from Modern Family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Interesting take on that.
Okay.
But anyway, we're here to talk about a knock at the cabin. I keep thinking it's like knock in the cabin
Why there be a knock in the cabin?
because you're inside the cabin. You go knock, knock.
No, it's a knock at the door of the cabin.
It's not knock at the door in the cabin.
It's knock at the cabin.
Yeah.
Are they knocking at, like, what part of the cabin are they knocking at?
The door. Well, I mean, they did tear down a window
Some of
And
them.
a
and
wall.
a door and another window in the basement.
There's just property damage all over the place here.
Hey, it's not their house. It's like an Airbnb. If I'm not
Yeah, I'm
right?
pretty sure it's an Airbnb.
So, it's fine. It's not your problem.
Imagine this air. Well, I guess I in the
It
grand
did-
scheme of things, it's the least of whoever this. Maybe
What?
the Airbnb person does. Well, okay, that's later on in the film.
Okay, this movie is by the mighty M. Night Shyamalan.
No, it's M. Night Shyamalan with Ding Dong.
Yeah.
Yes.
By the greatest director alive.
I think he's probably my favorite director.
Yeah, he brought us the wonders of The Last Airbender. After Earth.
Yep.
Fantastic movies.
Name all the good
Happening.
ones.
The Happening. Cheese and crackers.
It's funny because I
Devil.
clicked on his name on basically like IMDb.
Yeah.
'Cause I was like, I can't remember what movie I've seen him in. Like, it's been a while since
Yeah.
I've seen his movies. And the first one pops up was Airbender. I'm like, good start.
Oh my god. We should do a ranking M. Night Shyamalan's movies.
That'd be difficult because that would be fighting to put them all at the bottom.
They're not all
They're
horrible.
not all bad.
Yeah, but most
His
of
last
them are
stuff haven't
bad.
been that bad.
Did you watch Old?
I haven't watched Old. I meant the one, the like 3-part series he did.
Oh, I thought
Unbreakable is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Split is aight. And Glass is okay.
You didn't say they're horrible.
No, they're not. In comparison to the other movies we mentioned
Yeah, that's
earlier,
what I meant.
it's not that
Like,
bad.
he hasn't done horrible stuff all the time. I'd argue this is a pretty decent movie.
keep listening and you'll see if you know it's worth the time.
I'll say I've seen this movie twice. Almost 3 times.
I have seen this movie twice.
I was going to watch it the other day because I got bored. And I'm like, I
You're
just want
like,
to put on a movie that I don't have to
Again.
pay attention to again.
I've seen it once. Yeah.
He was
He's
forced
lucky he
to.
saw it. He's like, I got to watch this here or we're going to watch The Whale. And I'm not watching The Whale a second time.
But it's a good movie.
I don't care how good it is. It's like watching the other movie we watched the other day.
Oh, yeah, that was rough.
I think
Silence.
Silence was a bit rougher than the
Oh,
Whale.
Silence is way rougher. But it's to me, it's on par of I don't want to watch either of them
You're
a second
like, I
time.
don't want to be depressed.
Yeah.
see, I didn't want to watch Silence at least once. I could watch The Whale at least once.
Well, now you can say you watched it.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that on my Tinder profile. Watch Silence and The Whale.
No.
If you know him, hit me up.
But anyway,
So, Knock at the Cabin. I mean, M. Night Shyamalan is... He's an enigma of a director to me. Because I wonder, how somehow he still makes films. But...
Somebody pays for them, right?
yeah,
I mean, he's a person that came out the gates running, right? I mean, The Sixth Sense
yes,
is considered a staple of the horror genre, right?
it's a great movie.
And then you go into Unbreakable is a good film. I like what he did with it. It's pretty decent for what it is at that time. And then you go into Signs, and Signs you're starting. It's
Signs
starting
isn't horrible,
it's starting
but-
to wear thin. It's still okay.
as
It's
a
still fine.
as a kid that likes like aliens and sci-fi and shit, I was like, this is fun.
I don't know. As a kid, it was pretty spooky.
Like I said, it has
Yeah,
its
yeah.
moments. Like, you know, there's still the tension and stuff, and you're good. And then you get into the village, and the village was like, at first, I'm like, this is fine. And then obviously the stereotypical, Shyamalan twist comes out, and you're just like, oh no, because this is a man who has made his name on a twist, and he's decided
Everything needs a twist.
everything needs a twist.
Okay.
And now we're at.
What was the twist in Airbender? That it was supposed to be good and it was shitty
bad.
the whole time.
Yeah, that was the twist.
The twist is that. I don't remember.
What were we talking about? What movie were we going to talk about?
The Last Airbender.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
You know what's so sad? For me, Shyamalan is a lot like it's like Paul W.S. Anderson. Is that
Yeah.
Is that the
It's the one who
the
does.
shitty one,
yeah.
the Resident Evil guy,
Mhm.
where he's one of those directors where I just do not like, but I have seen too much of a repertoire of their films.
Like Paul Wes Anderson, too.
Is he a Nepo baby? Is that why people keep making his movies?
I don't know. Maybe I have no idea. It's possible. It's possible he funds them.
Yeah, that could be
He
true,
was a
too.
producer in this movie, I think.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's not surprising.
Bankrolled his own
Yeah, he
movie.
bankrolled his own movie.
I mean, you know, a big brain.
I was say this movie
I mean,
probably
he-
made good
He
money.
usually writes his own movies.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look up how much this made.
Keep listening and you'll see what the twist was in this movie.
Is there a twist?
There is a twist. You'll find out later. So it's a movie about this gay couple and their Asian kid.
Yes.
They're at the cabin,
Yeah.
vacationing.
Uh-huh.
And then Bautista shows up.
Yeah, dude,
And it
when
makes you uncomfortable for the first 10 minutes of the movie.
I'm watching this movie because I had no clue what this movie
Yeah,
was about. I just walked in. I'm like, yeah, Batista's in it. I didn't even know fucking Ron was in it.
I know. I saw Bautista. I'm like, I'm watching it.
Hmm
That's not his name, but
It's Mr. Batista.
Mr. Batista.
Character's name is Leonard.
Yeah.
Mr. Batista.
Dude, I don't know. Just imagine first scene. If you've never seen this movie, little girl collecting grasshoppers, and then giant dude shows up, and he's like, "Hey, little girl, what's your name?
What are you doing here?
What are you doing?"
I just want to make friends.
There's an uncanniness to his polite, like the
Oh,
way
yeah.
how polite he
The
is.
polite, his cadence,
Uh-huh.
the way the camera works. He just zoom into his face.
We also have the fucked up brain of watching too much shit that can go wrong. So in our minds, we're like, this guy's
I'm
going.
like, dude, I
fucked.
just watched Silence. Something's gonna go wrong.
It's gonna go terribly wrong.
I think that's what happened because I think I watched this Tuesday. Monday. When did
almost
you
like
text me?
right after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was because my brain was still on silence, and then it started to happen. I'm like, oh no!
Yeah,
You're just
What did they
traumatized.
do to my boy?
But I feel like Dave Bautista is a good actor. Just in
Oh,
general,
yeah.
like I feel like he sells whatever role he's in. Because before, obviously you have him as
I beat shit
Drax,
up.
right?
Yeah, I beat
Guardians
shit
of the
up.
Galaxy,
Big
right?
guy.
And I always felt like for me, the turning point of my view of him is Blade Runner, right? Because he's at the beginning of Blade Runner 2049, right?
Mhm.
And I feel like he sells that just like stoic role
That's
so
right.
well. That's what I said. Every time he's in a serious movie, he has to wear glasses because he wears glasses in that movie too. But
So you know he's acting.
but like, and I always felt like he could take one of those roles and really do well. He's more than just the funny ex-wrestler guy.
Well, what I appreciate about him is that he didn't get stuck in the action movie type of character
Yeah.
every goddamn time,
Hmm
Yeah,
which is really nice.
I'd love to see him in a rom com.
Yeah, me too.
yeah, that'd be
Me
great.
too.
He's always wanted to do that. Did you
I
read
want to
the
see a romance with John Cena and Batista.
the gay romance with each
Yeah.
other? I thought I saw him walk by and he's just doing this as he walks by. He disappeared though. Where'd he go?
With the Rock in it. We're
Bro.
just gonna
It's
bring
a love triangle.
we're gonna bring every WWE ex WWE cast.
Someone listening that has money, let's make this happen.
Have you read the article about him about wanting to do rom coms?
No,
Who?
Batista.
Oh.
He's like, I don't know why they don't cast me for rom coms. I want to do them. Am I ugly? I'm like, no, buddy, you're not. You're just
He's just
really
great.
big.
I feel like he carries so much of this film too. Like
Uh.
it's not because the thing with him, it's not. It's his presence. because it's the juxtaposition of like how polite and like calm mannered and stuff he is, and then just the sheer like size of the man.
Very docile man.
It's like a boulder coming. Yeah, it's a boulder coming up to you. It's like you're gonna have to kill either your lover or your kid.
It's to me is you can see his brain, and he's just like, dude,
because he's bald and
he's
he's got
bald.
a lot
Yeah,
of
you can see the
bumps
shape
in
of his
it.
brain.
Very wrinkly, top tier brain.
Not smooth.
Not smooth. So I mean, the premise of this film, just to go into it, because we started going into Bautista. So Bob started. You have these 4 people that show up, gay couple, and they're like, so the end of the world's gonna happen, and you guys had to pick someone to die.
It's up to you to save the world.
Yeah, by killing someone.
Wait, no, one of them.
Yeah, one of them.
Like,
One of them 3.
yeah.
One of them 3.
Yeah.
And if they don't, the world ends.
Yep. In horrible ways.
I feel like it's a fair deal. You have to kill one person to save. I don't know how many people are in the
I
world
don't
anymore.
know, man. If I'm on vacation and then random strangers come at me and they're like, "You have to die in order to save the world," I'm like, "Yeah, do I really? Who are you?"
Oh, and that's the thing, and that's how they react, right?
I feel bad for fucking Ron because he gets fucked. The first one, no one's gonna believe you. What would you have to do to make someone believe you instantly? Like you go up to this man, he's like, if you don't kill him, the whole world is gonna end. This is the first time you meet.
I don't think there's a realistic way to go about it.
No, there isn't. You're fucked.
There's no, because that's the thing, and that's why I love the hesitation. All these characters coming in, how they're like introducing themselves and trying to make themselves like likable.
Yeah,
because they all understand what they're trying to do.
Yeah,
is impossible.
Also as a person that's seen tons of like kidnapping movies, if someone introduces themselves to you, you're dead.
Oh, that's true.
You are completely dead. That man has given up his life to tell you about it. He's going to kill you.
Yep.
You're not surviving. That's what I thought instantly. I'm like, those guys are dead.
Yep.
He's just said his name, where he lived. He's like, yeah.
That's it. GG. It's over.
You're like, I can't even do anything.
I mean, I do enjoy the play on the genre. On the type. I do enjoy that, and I do like the premise.
It's almost a reverse kidnapping.
Yeah, I do like the premise of his movie a lot, and I feel like this is the case in a lot of his films. The premise isn't the problem as much as some of the execution is.
You know, I think he has what's the other horror writer's name? He's old.
King.
Oh, okay.
He has his problem where he starts really strong, really good premise, and then he just shits the bed.
Well,
yeah.
King can't end it.
Yeah,
that's the
never
difference.
could.
Shits the bed at the end.
Yeah, but M. Night Shyamalan just has the premise, but even the middle's not good.
Yeah.
But the beginning is good. You're like, I'm gonna continue to watch this movie.
Yeah.
And then halfway you're like,
I'd argue there's parts in this film. It's a fucking like slope. It's like it's really good. Okay, it's a really shitty part. Oh, it's really good again. And there's shitty parts again. And then the end.
I think he has a problem. I don't know if it's just in the way it's directed or how like dialogue is done, where nothing feels real. It feels very like there's no natural conversation. There's nothing natural about anything going on, like in this scenario, by the way it's played out. And I feel like there is a weirdness to that. I mean, obviously it's meant to make you uncomfortable. It's meant,
because that's what I pictured. Because
like
when Bautista's talking most of the time, it's very uncomfortable. Even when he's being like
as nice as he can,
or real, it's more like I'm saying the craziest shit. No one's gonna believe me, but I have to be nice and I have to make it seem real.
Because there's also like a primer in our heads too. You think of like the tapes they did of what's his face, Ed Holmes or whatever, and he's like the most like polite person that did absolutely despicable things, right? And so it's the same vibe you get off Bautista. Bautista's a giant man, super calm, and you're like, this man is capable of doing horrible things.
But I think he was being nice, not because trying to make them comfortable or whatever. I think it's because of his nature. Because he's a teacher.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. He deals with children.
But
so he's like, this is how I talk to everybody because this is what I do every day.
But it's because of the premise of this film that makes it so
uncomfortable,
uncanny.
uncanny.
So
I think the acting of the four main apocalypse representing people was really well.
I think there's 6
good.
great actors in this film, in my opinion. Not great. I think there's
only 7.
I think there's 5 great actors, 1 decent actor, and 1 horrible actor. I think the 4 main characters, the 4 apocalypse characters,
The child.
and the child,
Yeah, you're right.
are
Yeah,
good characters.
yeah.
I think the is it Daddy?
Daddy
Eric.
Andrew.
Not wait.
Because
Daddy Andrews.
Eric is King George.
Yeah, okay. Daddy Andrew was pretty good. I liked him.
Yeah.
King George sucked.
He didn't say anything.
Well,
He
yeah.
had like 4 lines.
I feel like the way
movie.
he even when he wasn't talking, the way he would just stare, or he you can tell the realization of shit is going down, and he's believing everything. You can just feel it.
Well,
off his
but I
character.
do like, but then that begs the question: is that a sign of a good actor that doesn't have to be fully expressive, but you could see everything going on
that's why I
in
liked
his
him
face. Yeah.
in the film, even though he didn't say much.
Yeah.
Where the other guy said too much, but that also might not be him as an actor. It might be him as
It could be the script.
The
It could be
scripts.
what he's given.
because I don't think that stuff that was going on. I don't know how much I'm trying to spoil is very good.
I think so. I don't know if it's an issue, but what would you prefer for the main characters to allow you to be immersive, like you put yourself in their shoes, or have them make you care about them in this situation? Because I feel like the movie tried to make you as the viewer try to care about them because of all the flashbacks they were showing and show their relationship, and
I didn't care
use their
about them at
lives.
all.
But it made me really not
I feel
care about them, I guess.
because the problem is I feel like the flashbacks are almost more of an afterthought because the way where they're interspersed throughout the story and what they do,
They're like break points. Like something crazy happens, we need a weird break.
I feel like this movie is best when you're on the crazy train.
Yeah.
So I can understand I've almost would rather prefer, instead of having the flashbacks as they are, to introduce the main the main
that way.
characters as likable people beforehand.
Because you don't really, the first character you meet is
the kid.
Is the kid.
And you like the kid, and the kid's cool.
Yeah.
The kid is cool.
Yeah. But you don't meet them until shit starts to hit the fan.
Personally, I think what I would.
So
Trying to think of the words.
so you care about the kid.
Yeah.
But then the parents are they're there.
Because I'll say I like this movie. But I think what would have made this movie 100 times better is you get rid of flashbacks, or you change who the flashbacks are about. I cared more about the 4 people. I would like to know about what they were seeing.
Yeah.
Like
That
how
would've
they
been
got
nice,
there.
yes.
I wanted to see their story. Of course, you got the snippet in the beginning of I am blah, blah, blah. This is what I am.
Yeah.
But because when they killed the person, they cut to a flashback of the gay couple.
Yeah.
I would have liked a flashback of that man, how he got there, what happened in his life.
I can understand why they didn't do that.
'Cause
And
it's
it's
weird,
no, it's part of the idea of it being a mystery box, because you want for this to work the way I think he wants it to work. You have to doubt those 4 people as much as possible throughout the film. The same way the main characters doubt them.
I never felt that way.
Because the thing is, it's very easy from the outside to look at this and be like, oh, it's a change in convention and genre.
Yeah.
And I understand what he's doing. And I understand by merit of it being something different, that these people are probably genuine, right? Which obviously is not the feeling the main characters have. And I feel like the film is better serviced if that is emphasized more than the other thing. Because the whole point of this is you want to side with the victim, right? But as the way the movie stands, you feel like more the 4 people coming in are the victims.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I never felt like the 2 gay guys were victims.
Yeah.
'Cause if you thought they were just messing around,
Yeah.
they're killing themselves. You just sit there and go,
Well, and that's the thing.
sucks to be
After
you.
the
I
first
feel
death
bad.
after the first death goes in, but it could be they're crazy. It could be something like that, right? Like everything the character Andrew says
yeah.
could be that. And I feel like the movie's better service the more you lean into that more. And then when shit really starts getting crazy later, then you can start pulling back the curtain and being like, oh, okay.
I think it's I guess easier to feel that way at the end, right?
Yeah.
But like while you're watching, you're like, they might be crazy. I don't know.
I just never felt that way when I watched it the first time.
Really?
Yeah, because when they first came up, I felt, well, like you said, they're almost too genuine.
Yeah.
And like I said also, like even if the first part you just don't believe, obviously.
Yeah.
That they're like, oh, you got to kill one of yourselves,
Yeah.
otherwise you go, okay, you're fucked. But I think once you see someone get slaughtered in front of you, either two things in your head, you go, oh shit,
They're crazy.
they're crazy, or you go, oh shit, maybe they're real and they're just, this is really going down.
My second thought was this is a cult, like a suicide cult.
You know
yeah.
what I feel? This is just immediate, like a visual primer, right? Because that's what videos do. I think it really the movie should have started with the couple instead of, because the kid's fine, right? And the kid is a force to be reckoned with.
I think it's a great opening scene. It's just
No, it's uncanny. But I feel like you having just Bautista there at the beginning, right? And the way he is, I think kind of skews your view of him to a certain degree, to the point where you're like, oh, Bautista is the main character in this, right?
That's what I thought.
Whatever
the whole
he's
movie is.
doing, whatever his side is on, whatever that is,
you
are more on board with that, even if it is just batshit insane, than the other side, because you're already primed to believe the craziness is more real than what's not.
Yeah.
Even though the other, the victims of the film don't feel that way, because they feel like a normal person would.
I almost felt like the couple were weird to say back characters, because every time, like I know they were the main characters, everything happened around them, but Bautista just moved the film. He moved the film forward at every moment.
Exactly.
Which felt like every time they cut to the two characters, like, oh, they're just gonna waste my time with telling me almost useless backstory. Yeah. I understand it's telling me like there's issues in the real world.
Yeah,
there is.
Yes.
I understand that.
Yes.
But it just didn't feel genuine how they put it.
Because
they didn't balance it right.
Yeah,
no, you're right.
And it's not like you don't feel their connection, right? It's not like throughout it you do not believe that these people love each other. And
I thought I thought they wouldn't kill themselves. I thought they were like
until the end.
Yeah. Well, no, even then,
yeah.
I thought they were just gonna be like, fuck it, we made it this far.
Fuck
it's too late.
Yeah.
Fuck it. And I thought they cared more about each other for that long, at least. Whereas, like, oh, they're just going to end the world. I want to see how this is going to happen. Yeah. Obviously, spoilers, and something happens.
Yeah, something happens. I mean, that's the thing. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt the sincerity of these people in this family. I just feel like for the sake of tension and for the sake of, like, the mystery box of probably what they thought they were going, I feel like it would have been better if those people were the more focused than the other four. Because the longer you have the other four as like a mystery player or character, I feel like the better the story is. Because that's the thing, you don't know, right? And it's true. And like as Andrew starts to like relay his thoughts and doubts and everything, you're like, that makes sense, right? But Bautista's my boy, and he's the protagonist, so I know he's right.
I think another way they could have gone about it is that, like towards the middle of the movie, they make this connection that Ron Weasley was like he did a hate crime on the couple, right? And you sort of doubt whether he was telling the truth or whatever. So I feel like they should have related the other three people. Like,
to them,
to like somehow they met these other three people throughout their lives, and then me and Sophia would have been like, the bullshit.
I honestly thought they were gonna do that.
I thought they were gonna do that as well.
I also thought it took too long to do the Ron thing.
Yeah,
because it was by the time they showed us the flashback, it was kind of
he was already dead.
Yeah, I almost think you needed all that stuff a little bit earlier, so you knew ahead of time that you're like, this guy's probably crazy. He's probably a bigot or whatever.
Yeah, he's probably targeting them because they're gay.
Because it's fucked up. But when I felt it, I'm like, man, he wants him to watch him die. I'm like, this is fucked up.
I feel like
he felt bad about it too, or I felt bad about it.
Yeah, I feel like that way. Then maybe you're like, maybe they are into something. They're planning something, and you just don't trust them.
Yeah,
even though.
And that's what I mean. It's like, because I feel like you start with these outside characters more than them, your trust is placed in them more than the other, just because of by nature of the way information's presented to you.
Yeah.
So it's so hard, and that's the thing, right? You look at Andrew as a character, and on first watch or first viewing, it comes off like as such a dick of a character.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's natural reactions, right?
Yeah.
What he's doing and what he's gone through. But you don't get that. You only get the lashing of it, while the other side's so calm.
Yeah. But like the whole movie is also like, if you look at this is the poster for the film.
Yeah.
Who are the main characters?
Yeah.
Besides the cabin, obviously, is the main character at the end where it just eats them all whole.
Yeah.
Oh, spoiler, sorry guys.
What I do like about their outfits though is they kind of represent what they
are.
what they are.
The representation's wrong.
But
That's what I just read. Because we're gonna talk about my small gripes with this film now.
Okay.
And it is the use of symbolism. And if you're gonna use the symbolism, it's time you have to commit to the symbolism, or else it's meaningless.
No, it works perfectly if you don't know it.
What did they mess up?
Their colors are off in accordance to order, is the first thing. But so obviously this film is very easy on the thought process, right?
Yeah.
So even if you can interpret the symbolism as it goes off, it does have to, beat it through your skull at some point.
What I don't like is that the movie assumes that you're very fucking dumb, and it just lays it out in front of you. Everything like, I gotta
because
explain
right at the end
this.
too. It's like, come on, man.
Because I'm thinking of another film that does this, and I feel like this was a thought that I heard shared of this film that does change things. Have you guys seen Mother?
Yeah,
I feel like
I like that movie.
Yeah, so that movie is full of symbolism, right? It's full. The whole movie is symbolism.
Yeah.
It's a mind fuck.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
And it's in the same vein of symbolism as what this is, just on the opposite side.
Yeah.
And there was a comment I always remembered hearing, or like a thought, that when you're watching Mother, like the moment, like if the revelation of what it is hits you too early, it almost kind of ruins the film for you a little bit. And other than you figuring out what it is, because the movie never tells you what it is. It just plays it straight.
Yeah.
And then if you figure it out afterwards, you can be like, oh, that's cool. And you can see this and this and this. And you worked it out, because the human mind can do that. Right?
You sure?
That Hunger Games girl.
Oh, okay. I know
and I do love when a film allows its audience to do that.
Yeah.
Right?
The audience hated that movie, but the movie was great.
Because I personally think this film has that. I think it would have been fine if they just didn't say anything at the end.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Because I didn't notice it, I would say, right away.
Like, Eric just explains it to you towards the end.
Yeah, where it's just like, I think we're just gonna spoil at this point, so watch the movie. But damn, I just blanked out for cutting myself off. With the Four Horsemen thing, like when they started off in the movies, like, oh, we're gonna start with what was it? Water fisting you, plague, lightning, and then darkness. I didn't think about it at the time, and then.
But and what's funny is those aren't the correct things.
Of course, yeah.
But
it's a movie. Fuck it. Who gives a shit?
But that's what I mean, though. I mean, if you're gonna because you could tell there's a certain effort to put that symbolism in to a certain degree.
Yeah.
I mean, might as well go all in, you know?
Yeah, but I think it's easier to show certain things too.
No, and that's
who wants to see a plague of bugs on your screen?
Well, there's not even that either. I mean, the first one's war. So
even better. We're at war. Oh, that's normal. That happens every day.
Imagine guys watch this and they're like, actually, we just declare war. No, because if you do war, then you go into nuclear shit, and then
it's the same shit anyway. It's apocalypse.
The movie's over.
Yeah, but then you just say it's just at that point, then you just don't believe him at all. You just go, oh, the world's gonna end because we're humans and we're dumbasses.
We're just gonna nuke each other.
Yeah.
Even if we kill each other.
If I kill you, it's not gonna matter.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, war would to do the other three then while you're at it.
I mean, so pestilence is one.
It wouldn't be good either for film.
Well, they do it.
It was your phone.
That's the second one.
That's the plague.
Oh, the plague. Never mind. Yep. I was thinking that's food. I was thinking famine.
The what's it called? The bootleg COVID.
Yeah. I was thinking famine. Sorry, not pestilence.
No. So as war, as infectious disease, and then I'm
Which I thought the fucking COVID bullshit thing on there was.
Yeah.
It was like, what a waste. It's
Well,
not.
I wouldn't
it's not
believe it either.
visually appealing, like the fisting of your water and the sky falling.
Because even Andrew was like, "Bro, this was pre-recorded."
Yeah.
I'm just trying.
Everyone gets sick.
Everyone
Every
gets
day,
sick.
it
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
this sickness been going on for months. What do you mean? The end of the world.
So in my opinion, I kind of thought that was a very shitty.
So I mean, obviously the 7 knocks have a meaning, and like I said, I thought that was cool that they did knock 7 times, and stuff like that, right? So the first, also their colors. The colors are technically fairly correct, but the order in which they appear is a little bit different. Because I mean, yeah, I said like as far as the 4 horsemen is concerned, red is a color, black, white, and then pale. Which I'm guessing you would say in that case is yellow.
I guess.
Yeah.
That's what, pale's white again.
Pale is not a color, but
that's his interpretation of pale.
That is the color going in there, right?
We have white and we have whiter.
Do you think there's a symbolism into Leonard's character having to like being allowed to be in, if that makes sense?
What do you mean?
Because when in the beginning of the movie, he talks to Gwen or whatever, trying to get to know her. And then he's like, hey, so there's 4 of us, and we have to come in to talk to you guys, but you have to let us in. So, like, they don't break in at first. I guess they're being nice. And then after, they're like, no, we're not going to let you in. And we're going to break in now.
I think that's just a timing thing. They wanted to get in there as quick as possible.
I mean...
Well, like, I feel like if they wanted to get as quick as possible, they could just, like, surprise, we in here, bitch.
Yeah, but you're also trying to... You're trying to have people kill themselves.
Yeah.
It's not like you want to break in the door and be like, you kill him now.
Well,
you have to feel it. If you don't, it's okay.
It's the thing, right? It's the idea like there's these people that are trying to be as polite about this business as possible.
Yeah.
But realizing the business has to happen.
Yeah. It's fucked up. It's a lose-lose situation.
Yeah,
you're not winning.
Oh, yeah, because the deal was you can't force them to do it because they have to decide who to sacrifice.
Yeah.
So then it wouldn't work out if you just kidnap him and like kill him.
I argue if I was in this position,
Yeah.
first 2 deaths, like even if I saw everything on screen, the first death, you go, fisting of water. Yeah, that's just a coincidence. Very, very crazy.
Yeah.
Plague.
Happens all the time.
Plague is already happening. Who
Yeah.
cares? The third one, fucking planes falling out of the goddamn sky, and you see it, you go, oh, this might be real. Now we gotta talk about it.
Yeah. So I mean, this movie decides to go with red first. Red's technically the second one. White's the first one to go.
Okay.
That's what I said. White brings war and conquest. This is perhaps invoking pestilence, but it's a little different. The second one is red. Second one is definitely war, conflict, and strife.
Okay.
The third is famine.
It said would have been
It's
boring as
a
fuck
little
to
hard.
watch.
Yeah.
And
Our
then
food crap died.
and
No.
then the fourth one is just straight up death.
Well, yeah. That's what I said. If you watch this as a movie and you did those, I wouldn't believe him throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, our crops died. We don't have food.
Like,
I'd be like, oh, yeah, no, it's a shame. That happens in real life anyway.
I have canned food in my basement.
Yeah. Oh, well. And then when death happens, you're fucked. It's already over, and you go, oh, the world ended. My fault.
I was trying, because I could kind of tell what they were going for, and I was trying to see if, like, there's things in this film, right? And I mean, obviously, there's a natural disposition to just understand things, and it's fine if I don't, because I understand it's a mystery box film, and you don't have to have all the answers, because the writer probably didn't have all the answers.
Technically.
Yeah. For instance, the thing for me that was fascinating is the idea of their weaponry and why they chose it. And at first, when I was watching it, I was trying to see if it matched what I thought the other symbolism was. It technically doesn't.
I feel like those weapons where you kind of just go through it in there. I mean, they really use them for...
Well, they did. They used to kill each other.
Well, that's it, though.
Well, that's the point.
That was
you barely even saw the things.
Yeah, and you can kind of see what they are in here.
I felt bad for him.
Yeah, and they were like,
you build your weapon, he's dying first, though.
and you're like, they were told, allegedly, they were told how to make them and in what form to make them. Because there's throwaway lines that they kind of do that they obviously experience.
Yeah.
And that I think are fascinating to me. and I wish in my personal opinion they're elaborated more, but I understand why you would never do this.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things. But
I know it's fine.
But the weapons themselves have no actual bearing to what they symbolize.
I feel like the end should have been more ambiguous as to what happened, and if something did happen. But I feel like it got pretty resolved in my eyes of what happened at the end.
I can see what it should have happened. Is it should have went to the gunshot, and it should have cut the black. Because then you don't
know.
Because he said you have a few minutes. A few minutes is not long when the world is ending. I'm not gonna lie. So
I think the final shot. They should have avoided the whole end of them going to the diner and everything.
Well, time out,
yeah, it should have been like the shot, and then him getting the daughter
in the car with the song,
and the car, and then just getting in the car, and then the CGI background of the apocalypse, and then it ends.
I'd almost rather not have the apocalypse.
I wouldn't have the apocalypse.
I would almost rather
just them get inside the car.
The car, and even if they did see something, just their faces.
Yeah.
Just like the reaction of them seeing what's there. We don't see what's there. And you don't know what it means. Like, it could be horror of, I just did a horrible thing and nothing happened. Or it could be the horror of
the world's ending in front of me.
Horrible's happening.
Because they said even when the world ends, you will be alive.
Yeah.
So seeing the world end in front of your eyes is pretty probably horrible.
I feel like, because at the end, they decide one of Daddy Eric was going to die, right? So like... And like you said, I feel like they should have made it more ambiguous towards the end, and kind of like the Mist, It's like
the Mist isn't ambiguous.
No, this is not ambiguous at all.
Family, he goes and he finds out the military's killed all the creatures.
Ambiguous wasn't the word. Ambiguous wasn't the word.
I was gonna say he kills his family, opens the door, and the military's like, "Oh, hi." He's like, "Oh shit."
It was like he kills his husband, gets the kid. And then I guess realizing that he just did a horrible thing, he saw people die, and then still nothing changed, and everything's going to shit.
That's why I like the shot of like just them in the car seeing, because like I said, you don't know what the horror, you don't know what the look of anguish is about. Is the look of anguish because I just murdered my husband and I didn't have to, or it's the we did this too late and the world is fucked.
But the only reason why the issue is if they didn't show the plane crashing in legit the background of the one image, you could have said this was all coincidence.
Yeah,
you look because them going to the diner proves that everything that happened did happen.
Yeah,
and it stopped.
Yeah,
yeah.
So that proves everything really did happen, which you don't need, obviously. No, but I think it makes him. Feel more like
it validates him. It validates his choice, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like because the thing with horror as a genre, right? Because I feel like true horror comes from helplessness.
Yeah.
So the idea that there isn't a silver lining or something nice at the end, I feel like is a better embodiment of horror than having closure.
Yeah. Oh no, I agree with that easily.
Yeah.
I said it's nice or not nice. I guess it's just nice that it's fully wrapped up.
Yeah.
They're like, here you go. It's finished. We even gave you a goddamn manual.
Yeah.
And that's what it felt like at the end to me. Because they obviously tell you what happened, what all the signs
They made you
meant.
feel okay about their choice.
Yeah.
But what if you don't have any of that? Then the horror of it sinks in. That's why the ending of The Mist is so powerful. Because he does that, and the ending just emphasizes you fucked up.
Yeah. In my opinion, I would also probably be like, fuck it, we're going to survive in this car for 5 days and see what happens.
Yeah, but I mean,
starve to death.
It's the culmination of all this fear and helplessness and just where you are at the place, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what this film would be better serviced by. Mm-hmm. It's just you build all this tension, you build all this ambiguity, and maybe you do give glimpses of the reality of what it is, but you never firmly show what's real and what's not.
Yeah.
And you just let characters stew in their fear.
I said, my favorite shot of the film was the shot where the plane fell. It's a great shot.
Yeah.
It right there validates everything in the movie.
Yeah.
Because they could also done that. You validate for us, we see the plane fall.
Yeah.
Because they didn't technically see it because they're facing the opposite direction.
Yeah.
We see the plane fall, so we are validated.
But the characters are not.
But the characters have no clue still. And then you still let everything happen. You don't tell us, and we don't go back to the fucking diner and see that lovely CGI through the window.
through the drive.
Oh, God.
Maybe it's not. maybe the way stabilization is, it makes it look really uncanny. They actually drove through somewhere.
That's the worry. I wonder if it is that.
It just didn't. It didn't.
Yeah, because it's a smaller screen.
You know what it was? Lack of motion blur.
Fuck you.
I think if they had shaky camera, it would have helped.
No, fuck you. That's not how that works.
Yeah. But you wouldn't tell because it'd be moving.
It should have been a found footage. You're right.
I picture he knocks on the door. It's just him holding the camera the whole
From
film.
Batista's point of view, they have to film it.
He's got a GoPro.
Yeah, dude, is this guy running from the apocalypse, right? He thought, what is this? Oh, this how it started. Oh.
Dude, if I see a camera on the floor in the apocalypse,
I'm
leaving.
leaving.
I'm picking it up.
I'm like, I'm the main character now. I'm gonna die horribly, but there'll be video footage.
There'll be video evidence for the aliens that come later.
You turn it on, but you don't take the lens cap off. The whole film is just black.
So kind of to end this episode, there's a book, originally.
This is based off a book.
It's a bit of a book.
Okay.
Of course.
The difference is the end, obviously. So the end of the book. I think it starts making a difference when Leonard is in the bathroom, and that's where.
Oh, so he does go through the window. I told you he could.
Yeah, he escapes. No. He goes back inside. They're fighting for the gun.
Yeah.
In that scuffle, they shoot the kid. So Wen dies.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
So that happens.
That's not a sacrifice.
Leonard, that's what he's like, because this was accidental, it doesn't count to stop the apocalypse. So now you have these two depressed, this couple, right? Yeah, the dads. However, at this point, Sabrina is still alive.
Oh, okay.
So this happens, they're mourning, and then she helps them escape by killing Leonard.
Oh.
Yeah, and because she's still compelled to the prophecy or whatever, she kills herself.
Yeah.
After they escape, right? And then Eric was gonna sacrifice himself to save the world, but then Andrew convinced him not to, and
the world ends.
And when the world ends, it's just very, it's
bleak.
just them. Yeah, it's just bleak. It's just them.
Yeah.
Realizing that they're alone in this world now.
I don't know if that's any better. I think that's worse, personally. I like the film better than the book ending.
Give me that bleakness.
Well, the bleak's
Give me
not
the
the
dark
issue.
end.
The dark end to me would be they'd both kill each other, just because you surviving without your kid on an empty planet. It's not bleak. It's just stupid.
I feel like it's sad.
It's sad, but I don't know. It just seems like a waste. Because why would you want to live on that?
I need a director's cut. M. Shyamalan, rewrite the end.
No, we need what's his name to come in for us. The one that does
Paul
Snyder.
Snyder.
Yeah, we need a Snyder cut.
Snyder cut of Knock at the Cabin. Stupid.
Go, you rate this film?
Paul W. Anderson.
7.
Very average movie, I think.
I like the concept. The concept's like a 10.
But it's
I like the concept. I like the
Thanks.
beginning.
Yeah.
I think I liked all the actors.
Yeah.
I think they all did fantastic.
I'll give it an 8.
Except for Daddy Eric. I think he was kind of mid.
Yeah. I give it an 8 because I think it's just a fun film to watch.
Yeah.
You can shut your brain off and go, it's an action movie with
kind of.
maybe use your brain a little bit.
I think it's just me. I just wanted more of a bleak ending. I wanted to feel sad. Or uncomfortable.
Everyone died.
I wasn't sad. I'm like, he stopped the apocalypse. I
wanna
want to
film
his husband.
I want a film after this where it's the cleanup of billions of people have died.
Is this a parody?
It's like the Avengers, like after the snap.
The snap.
Yeah, I want that.
Was this film anti-gay propaganda?
I don't think so.
I don't
Bro,
think so.
they were like, because you're gay, you have to kill each other because God hates gay
No,
people.
that's what he was saying.
That's what they were saying.
Yes, the gay people. They were saying, you're killing me because I'm gay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anti-gay propaganda. They couldn't be happy. They're like, the world's going to end if you don't.
What about the 4 people that died because they had to, watch it?
It's different.
It's different. Didn't answer my question.
Suffering's not equal.
Yeah.
I guess. Rip them and all their kids that died in the fires.
I don't think so. I mean, this movie goes out of its way so far to be like, nah, this isn't what this is.
I mean, who she left the kid orphaned.
She did.
Yeah. They don't have a cool teacher that is very shitty at basketball, it seems.
No, he's a shitty coach.
That's true. That's true. Maybe the kids are just shit
Is
at
he a
basketball.
shitty coach or they're just bad at
I mean,
it
does he
could
say
be.
that they're just bad?
they're just
No, oh
bad.
no, does he?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does.
Oh.
He's like, oh, they went 3-0. He's like, they're not that good.
But we
says-
have fun.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's what he says.
I didn't take it that way in
Yeah.
my head. I was just like,
He's like, they're not that good. But
we had fun.
Yeah.
When you said that, the issue there was just so much damn charisma on the opposite side of this movie
Yeah.
that there shouldn't be.
I know the whole time I'm watching Andrew, like I understand what he's going through,
Uh-huh.
and like it's
Fuck
understandable.
you.
His reaction is understandable.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, fuck this guy.
But that's what I mean. That's what I mean. It's like the pure fact that you're thrown into Batista's corner at the beginning
Yeah.
naturally makes the victims of this movie the antagonist.
I still personally think what you just man, I don't know. I just didn't like Andrew at all.
I need a parody where you get more into these characters'
boy.
corner when you're like, dude, you have to convince them that the world's gonna end. And you're just puckering because they're not believing them. You're like, dude, you have to.
I also
You
felt
have to.
like Andrew didn't, or the two, I guess, didn't do enough to be like, hey, you guys are crazy. We can help you. Blah blah
Well,
blah.
only one of them did.
To be fair, Eric had a concussion.
Well, yeah,
He
he's-
wasn't really there.
He's in La La Land.
Yeah.
While all this really wild shit is happening.
Yeah, but then I don't feel like there's they tried it a little bit, but it wasn't like, after two died, they're like, it doesn't matter, they're just fucking crazy. Stop this. Stop killing yourselves.
You know,
You stupid.
at that point where they didn't care about Andrew was when, Eric is talking to them, trying to rationalize with them, right?
Yeah.
And then Andrew's like, you no longer talk to him, you talk to me. And I was like, dude, what an asshole. Fuck him.
I wish he died at the end.
I wish Daddy Eric would still be alive. He was probably a better father.
I was thinking the same
Yep.
thing, but didn't want to say it.
He's probably better dad.
Like they seem to have fun with him.
Yeah, he was probably the nice dad.
And he seemed like the chill, the mellow guy. The guy's like, I can power through adversity just with my
Yeah.
optimism.
He was probably nurturing.
Uh-huh.
And Andrew, he was just like, I am a
Well,
lawyer. I got money.
They also had that where they're going back and forth when he gets hit with the bottle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Where he's like, yeah, you got a temper. You're kind of
Yeah.
mean sometimes.
He's like, just let it go. I mean, he did assault you, but just let it go.
Fun
Right,
film.
He's just a gay dude with traits of toxic masculinity.
Rip Daddy Eric.
Rip.
He deserved better.
Homeboy.
Homeboy. True.
Best character. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
True. Mad Hunter legend.
My hunter legend.
Anyway.
Good old King George.
He lives again. All right, thank you for watching us ramble, I guess, about
About this movie.
Watch it. Even though we just spoiled the whole movie.
Yeah.
It's about the experience.
It's about the experience.
Well, if you want to watch, do you have any recommendations on films with cabins in it?
I mean,
Cabin in the Woods.
There
I
you
feel
go.
like
Yeah,
it's
there
really
you go.
low hanging
There you
fruit.
go. That's what I meant. So if you want to watch a
Evil
good
Dead.
movie,
Evil Dead.
the remake.
The remake is
yeah,
pretty
remake
decent.
is pretty good.
It's pretty decent.
Uh,
I wanted to remake Evil Dead 2.
Are they
Evil Dead
going
2 is
to?
my favorite.
Evil Dead 2 is great. I don't know if they will, but it'll be
Evil Dead 3 remake.
yeah, they skipped 2.
I
and
do
go to
love
3.
that movie because it's one of those films that's just fun to watch, even though it's horrible.
Anyway, well, if you're bored and you've never seen those, watch those first and then watch this.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Or up until now. Peace. Until the next one.
See ya.